Hey guys, it's CJ here. Just wanted to make a correction. We're coming up on our 50th episode. I made an error at the beginning of this episode that you guys will be listening to in saying that this was episode 49. It actually isn't. This will be episode 48. I had just put out previous episode of ours, which is the commentary episode 47, and it clicked in my head when I was editing. I was like, oh crap, this wasn't 49. So this episode is episode 48, and our next episode will be 49, which will probably be a commentary episode. And then our 50th episode will be our big episode that we're going to be doing. So just wanted to clarify that so there's no confusion and, for our listenerships and anybody that's brand new to the show and such. So take it easy and enjoy the episode. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Morphin Metacast. We're pretty much at that episode. One more episode, and actually, the next episode after this will be the illustrious 50th episode of the show. Who knew we would hit 50 episodes? I think we knew we were going to hit 50 episodes. I ain't going to deny that. So
Well, guten Tag, my dude. Guten Tag. Can you believe it? How long is this? Damn.
Been a while.
God damn. It's been a minute.
Been a while. We've been doing this for a while. Hey, who knew we can fill content for 50 episodes? I think a lot of people don't see it until they actually do it, and it's like, oh, we hit 50. Okay, cool. And there's still so much.
So I know, right? So on to 100?
Yeah, on to 100. We'll see. So Prime, how have you been during this these hard times of the virus kind of kicking the shit out of everything in life?
Like we were saying beforehand, before we started recording, I'm seeing a lot of my coworkers, a lot of people I know on Facebook and various social media posting about how they're stir crazy, they're bored, there's nothing to do. And honestly, I'm like, I can't relate. Like, you guys are on you on those islands by yourself. Like, working from home, it's fine. Like, I got a lot of things that I could do, like home improvement projects on top of all the video games, TV shows, and books I have that's been piling up for months on months. And like I was saying before we started recording, like, my plan was to, like, okay, this is my shot to finally finish Breath of the Wild. I have not touched Breath of the Wild since this shit started because I have so much other things that I have been doing. I mean,
Breath of the Wild is like GTA, where you sit there and tell yourself you're going to play through the main story, and then you get so caught up in all the outside stuff outside the story that you just get sidetracked. It's crazy.
That's me. Like, I turned it on, and I trip. Oh, this is how I play all my own open world games. Like, I have to accidentally fall into a story mission because I'm off on the outskirts doing a random prime shit. Like, right now in Breath of the Wild, the only thing I'm concerned with is trying to find all the Corco seeds.
Oh, yeah, the collectibles. Oh, man. I remember you told me you had that issue with Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, that's me. I didn't beat Horizon Zero Dawn. I decided to start the DLC story where you go up north in the cold Alaska or whatever and shit. And I was like, well, let me beat that, and then I'll beat the main story. So, because I got the Game of the Year edition of that game. So I got halfway through it, and then I got caught up in other games, and now I had to remind myself, hey Chris, you should probably go on ahead and beat Horizon Zero Dawn so you can just dead it already since they're talking about doing another game. So
surprise to me, like, I got the Game of the Year edition too, and I actually beat the game, and I got a fucking platinum. I wasn't trying to do any of those things at all. Like, I promise.
But the game is fun enough to platinum, though, from what I'm saying.
I was just playing the game, minding my own damn business, and I had to trip into the final story missions, and I tripped into a fucking platinum. I'm like, how the hell did that shit happen? Like, what the fuck?
But I guess let's start off with the bad news, since this is more from Metacast. Power Morphin got canceled because the coronavirus happened, and they held off as much as they could to see how this is going to transpire. But given the stupidity of our president and stuff, and his his dumb ways of not getting to mitigate this shit, and also society as a whole not really taking the shit seriously. So the blame goes around on a lot of people.
Dude, if I hear one more time, the common cold kills more. I'm like, so did the common cold kill that same amount of people in the span of 3 months?
Nope. I mean, if you want to go back to like, when America was founded, sure, the common cold killed stuff, but that was during the time where we didn't know shit about the fucking common cold. So sure, maybe you got a point, and that's a maybe.
That's what's killing me. That is what's killing me. People are comparing this shit like the common cold kills more people. Yeah, in a year. This has only been 3 months. 4 months.
If that.
Come on.
I mean, between Florida and, parts of California being stupid, like, hey, let's go to the beach, guys. What? No, don't do this. Don't do this to yourself. Oh, God damn it.
Shout out to that protester who was protesting against the COVID-19 lockdowns, who caught COVID-19. Shout out, boo.
Oh, yeah,
you.
Yeah. Shout outs to the cops storming the Michigan State House, like, with some guns, like they gonna do something. And I'm like, no, guys, you're gonna die. But, okay, cool. I guess that's what you want to do. But anyways.
Shout out to that lawyer in Florida dressed up as the Grim Reaper. MVP
yes.
dog.
Oh, he's the MVP. He's the MVP easily. But Power Morphicon got canceled. And it's
tragic.
Basically very, very tragic. I was really kind of hoping for that because this was like the anniversary year. But I don't know, maybe it works out next year. Because
you know what? Like I see a lot of people in my area as well. They're sad that cons are being canceled. But I'm like, especially after Comic-Con got canceled. I'm like, oh, that's a wrap on cons this year, y'all.
I mean, Dragon Con is the only one that's like in the air, only because Georgia's stupid governor is like, hey, everything's open, and I'm like, oh boy, I don't see any good of that happening. But have fun, guys. Y'all have fun with that.
Yeah, and they got to do the cancellations because it's after a certain point you reach a point of no return where people ain't getting money back. So I'd rather they do it now than people complain about later. Unlike a certain event that shall go unnamed on this podcast.
I mean, it's not like they're going to sue us, Prime. What's the event?
Look, I'm not trying to be messy today. This is
right.
new year, new Prime.
All right. You just tell me offline.
Back on. Oh, I'm sorry. Something in my throat there. My bad.
But yeah, I was sad because I was holding out hope because that was in September that Power Morphicon was at. Was it August, September? I think it was September. I think.
Toward beginning of September.
Yeah, because I think it was it was the same weekend as Dragon Con. I remember that was the big deal and stuff. So yeah,
that's bold.
Yeah, that was. Hey, look, it's bold, but at the same time, both cons can thrive because one is a Power Ranger only convention, the other is Dragon Con, a huge convention. So it just means no Power Rangers are going to show up at Dragon Con. That's the only thing. So, I mean, that's just what it is. It's like once you get the wholesale, it's like, do I go to Dragon Con or do I go to Power Ranger Power Morphicon, which is like the most happening party fucking central con ever. So might as well.
You just broke the Blue Rangers from Beast Morph's heart. You just shattered into a billion pieces.
You know what? Let's talk about that.
Dude. Dude.
You know what? Let's talk about that. He had a good point. I love an actor that loves the show that they're in, and the Blue Ranger for Power Ranger Beast Morphers, he stand for his show, and like I said, Beast Morphers has been pretty good, and he made a point that he feels that Power Rangers should be like the destination show and stuff. It shouldn't be something that's like, oh, I did it, it should be like, hey, I did Power Rangers, this is great, and he has a point.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, so you want Power Rangers to be like Super Sentai and Kamen Rider?
This is true, but here in America, we still kind of
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I agree with him. I'm like, that's why it breaks my heart. Like, man, I'm right there with you, but like, again, it's that funk, that stigma that I think we talked about several times on this show.
Oh, so many times.
That, I mean, I feel like a broken record. That for whatever reason it carries that stigma. This is kiddie shit, or this is like subpar or low. Not even lowbrow or subpar, just like entertainment. Like, you did Power Rangers with the nose up in the air.
Which is funny because
as you go on,
but you never
go on to beg. Or as you go on to be begged to be cast in a fucking Arrowverse or MCU movie, like, really, dog?
And you know
for
what?
Real?
And that's what's wild to me. It's funny because I think the last person that kind of felt that way was Amy, but I think it wasn't that she didn't like Power Rangers. I think it was just whatever she was going through at that time. So I think a lot of the actors and actresses that do Power Rangers, they love the show and what it kind of got them. Because I think to a lot of them, it's like, yo, I got the huge fucking fan base off this show. Psh, hell yeah, I like Power Rangers. And I'm like, yeah.
And
So,
to be fair, like a lot of the people who are doing it now, like I don't know these people. I don't know their headspaces. I don't know you personally. But if you want to reach out, I promise you, I'm not crazy. Well,
yeah.
I'm crazy, but not crazy. But I don't know you people, so I'm just going on what I can see from the outside looking in. Like a lot of the people now, like the Red Ranger from Dino Charge, like they grew up watching the show, so like they are proud. They want to contribute and
Especially
help build
Yoshi?
the brand. He is the stand of a highest caliber, and I fucking respect it.
That man is like the patron saint. That dude's more of a patron saint than fucking JDF at this point.
Oh man, shit, I would say Yoshi's above JDF on that stand meter, man, because he's all in pain.
Like, JDF was a
He's
stand,
1000%.
but Yoshi came in and was like, yeah, hold my beer, dog. I got you.
Well, so there's a difference. There's a difference. See, JDF is a stand for Tommy.
Okay, you know what? You're right.
Yoshi is a stand for Power Rangers in general, or just Toku in general. So I'm just throwing that out.
Yeah, I mean, even how did I miss his name? Red Dino Charge Ranger. He's just as much.
Brendan.
Brendan. Brendan. He's just. I mean, that dude's just as involved in like Super Sentai and stuff, and anything. And then like Johnny Bosch popped up at a convention before pre-coronavirus, so it was very recent. And he was like, man, I would love to do Kamen Rider. And in fact, I don't think we mentioned it on Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. Apparently, Johnny Bosch got approached for Kamen Rider Dragon Knight.
Did he? That's something I did not know.
No, not really approached, but he wanted to do it, and he wanted his agent to go see if he can get on it. And the guys behind it, they didn't want to put a Power Ranger in the show because I guess from their point of view, at that time at least, it would have been a little bit kind of a confusion aspect of it, I guess. So it's like
Toei last in recastings.
Bro, dude, how many Kamen Riders have we seen where it's like, hold up, Kamen Rider Grease, wasn't he old boy from fucking Kamen Rider Kiva's dad? Basically.
That's his dad. Homeboy, fucking Kick Hopper. Kick Hopper, he was fucking Go On Gold.
Yep.
Don't even get me started on the motherfuckers. Homeboy was Big One, Zubat. Come on, dog. Come on.
We cross. Come on, man. You can double dip, guys. Nobody's gonna trip. If anything, it just build up the lore for the Uber fans. It's like, oh shit, Adam was a Kamen Rider. Yeah. That's that.
We don't talk about those people. We don't talk about those type of people. The same people who said that what was it that Cole is somehow related to Homeboy from Samurai, and I'm like, guys.
See, I wouldn't even made that leap. I would just say the actor's name just for laughs, but I wouldn't even have took it seriously and stuff. So me, I would have been like, oh shit, Adam's back, but he's a different character now. All right, cool. That's cool, But the fact that Johnny Bosch was really gung ho on wanting to do Kamen Rider, especially since he was like during that era where they had Masked Rider crossing over with Power Rangers and stuff, which gotta be real. Even back then, I mean, we said it when we did that episode about it. That was a huge deal.
For Japan, it was a huge deal.
I mean, for America, at least for me, I mean, probably you too, we were kind of like, oh shit, Masked Rider is crossing up. Because I didn't know that happened until like later on when I actually got access to watching some of the Super Sentai and Kamen Rider stuff. I didn't know that was already a thing in Japan. Didn't know. So, to see Masked Rider and Power Ranger crossing over, that was like a huge deal to me and stuff. Which I at least appreciate Saban for at least trying to hype that up at the very least. So. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he had to because he was using that as the backdoor pilot for Masked Rider. So you got to ride their waves of success. Which, to this day, it kind of bothers me just a small bit that we never got any interaction in physical medium between Power Rangers and VR Troopers. Like, yeah, we got that comic book they shared, and
man.
Also, yeah, them and Beetleborgs got a comic book crossover, but we never got any official like team up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, we talked about
Saban.
I remember
Saban was at the Pris.
I mean, we talked about this.
We could have had
very succinctly. We talked about this during the Zeo podcast when they had Caitlin from VR Troopers pop up in Power Rangers as a different character, and all of us kids were thinking that was going to be the crossover. And turns out that's what it wasn't. It was like, oh man, she's just a new character. This sucks.
I mean, we could have had superhero Tyson like 20 years earlier.
Even if you just gave me Caitlin as a VR Trooper, I would have took that like, oh shit, Zeo and VR Troopers. All right, I'll take that mini crossover. She's just there doing a report. All right, cool. But we didn't get that. What could have been? What could have been? But yeah.
What could have?
But no Power Morphicon, unfortunately, and also Beast Morphers. You know what? Lo, I would say at the end of the day, I definitely agree with him. Going back to what he said, though, it should be the destination thing, and part of it is also, Nick, like, seriously, stop with the second season being the super version. Just give us all 40 seasons in 1 year, and you save yourself a lot
I
of
would.
money.
I'm awaiting the day when it is away from Nickelodeon, because Nickelodeon does. I wouldn't even say it treats like a redheaded stepchild, because at least the redheaded stepchild gets like porridge. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's like they have it. Put it this way: as much as we could talk shit about Disney, at least Disney before they bought Marvel, because we knew the jig, what the jig was and stuff. At least Disney was like, all right, we got Power Rangers, we'll push this as much as we can. And as soon as that fucking ink dried on that Marvel contract, it was like, oh, Power Rangers, pff, what's that? Let's get this Marvel money. So at least with Disney, we knew what the deal was and stuff. But Nickelodeon, I'm like, come on, dog, that's no excuse. Why are we splitting this shit up? What are we doing? Like, but whatever. That's us beating a horse dead on that. But anyways, so Ultraman Prime, what have you lately been watching in terms of Ultraman?
Well, in terms of, I just recently finished Mebius, so I'm looking to cancel my subscription to Toku HD on Amazon Prime. I am still getting all the Mill Creek D Blu-rays in. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the first Ultraman show and start a rewatch from there and go through and try to go through it chronologically as the Blu-rays are coming out. So that's my current plan.
I bring that up because there was a scare for like a smooth 2 days. Apparently there was a thing that Toei Studios shut down because of the COVID-19, and that scared the shit out of everybody because
I heard the Red Ranger from Kura Major was diagnosed.
Yeah, and that scared the shit out of a lot of folks, but turned out they didn't shut down operations, but Kira Major, I mean, apparently they have enough stuff filmed going through the rest of May, so they're fine for right now, but we'll see how much this kind of stalls production for Kira Major and stuff, so... Yeah, and because that freaked everybody out. I was like, oh, I guess we're not going to get more Ultraman, and everybody, I mean, even I was just like, damn, this sucks. We ain't going to get any more Ultraman stuff now. Yeah.
And I kind of want to see the new show that's supposed to come out, with Zero's apprentice. It's called Ultraman Z. Oh, okay. And Ultraman Gi is going to pop up in it too. So I'm kind of want to see what that show is going to be all about.
Ooh. Not bad at all. Also, too, did you see the Kira Major Silver reveal?
I did, and I fucking love it.
I like it too. The goggles and everything. It's like, that is a pretty dope suit. I like it. I'm loving the colors too.
I mean, yeah, I can dig it. For one, I'm also just really glad it's not a Gold Ranger.
I mean, we had how many Gold Rangers at this stage? It's too many.
Can we retire that color for like at least 4 years? Fuck.
You know they ain't gonna do 4 years. You'd be lucky if they get a year of no Gold Ranger.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a 7 Ranger and Kira Major as a fucking Gold Ranger.
Shit, I want another White Ranger at this stage. I'm like, yeah, just get a White Ranger as a 6 Ranger. Can we get that? That'd be nice. Oh, man. Jeez, man. But Kuga's on Tokushoutsu.
All right, yes. So I was just watching some of that this morning, just tuning in to see if I could find it, because when it dropped on Friday, I couldn't find it for some odd ass reason. Like, it wasn't airing. Like, for some reason, I think Hurricane was playing.
Yeah.
On my Pluto TV, I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, Shout Factory Online has all the episodes basically if you want to watch all of them on demand. So I'm just sitting there looking.
So did you hear? Mm-hmm. Did you hear the little controversy though?
Which is
that apparently. Oh, so you didn't. So
hold on. Is it this about the translation with the aliens, like with their subtitles?
Yes, they're translating the Grongi, which I think we said so on the Kuga episode that in the original Japanese broadcast, like the Grongi weren't translated even then because it was an artistic choice to add to the Grongi's otherworldness.
Keep the mystery up.
Now I've seen a lot of takes about it. Um, Now, does knowing what the Grongi say, does that impact the show in any kind of way? Ultimately, no, it doesn't, but it does harm. I feel, I'm using I statements here.
All right.
It does harm the artistic integrity or the artistic intent of the show because the Grongi, one of the reasons why the Grongi were scary is because they were completely alien. They were a complete unknown.
Yep.
Like we don't know anything about them. Like we don't know what their motivation is. We don't know why they were doing what they were doing other than the word game. So I think it doesn't hurt the show, but again, like I think it harms the artistic intent. And I had the same discussion a while back with Tiger and Bunny when I think it dropped on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
I forgot where it dropped, but they edited out like anyone who doesn't know, Tiger and Bunny is an anime that takes place in a world where superheroes are sponsored by different corporations.
Yep.
So they're all decked out like NASCAR cars with like the logos on their suits and shit. So it was recently re-released and dropped on I think it was Netflix.
Yeah, it's Netflix.
Don't quote me on that.
No, it's Netflix. I saw it on Netflix.
But when it was re-released, they had edited out on costumes some of the sponsor logos. And a lot of people were kind of upset about that because, the rights for the logos had lapsed and they didn't want to, re-up or whatever. And a lot of people were going, well, it's no big deal. They edited out the logos, whatever. And I went, well, no, it doesn't harm the narrative. However,
but
it does harm the artistic intent because, does the fact that Tiger has a fucking, Smoothie King logo on his shy shoulder, does that hurt his narrative in any kind of way? No, it doesn't. But it does alter or harm the artistic intent because seeing a superhero decked out in logos, that's an immediate visual representation of how this world views superheroes. Like it's a key point of the story's world building. Again, it doesn't affect the narrative, but it does affect, again, that artistic intent. So the same way with the Grongi, like it's not like they only say like from the episodes I've seen, I've only seen I think 3 or 4 on Tokusatsu, like the Grongi are just saying basic shit like we got to start the game. I'm only getting revenge. Like they're not revealing any major plot details that early on in the show because I think we also said in the Kuga episode that the Grongi language is translatable and it does have a cipher. It can be decoded, but again, it's that artistic intent. Like we're not they're supposed to be the outsider. Like we're not supposed to know anything about the Grongi. Like they're supposed to be a complete mystery down to their looks, down to the societal structure, down to their patterns of speech and their interactions. Like we are supposed to feel jarred and shocked when we see Grongi.
Yeah, and I mean, to the average person, they're gonna probably watch it and just enjoy it. But like for me or you, like it doesn't take away the mystery. But at the same time, I think for me, if I'm watching it, the mystery of not knowing what they're saying, I'm just like, I wonder what they were talking about. And you just want to piece it, and you piece it together because you can, and usually in that episode you can piece together what they were talking by their actions essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So
again, it doesn't treat your viewer a fucking moron. Like you can observe what they're saying, you can like piece together, but that's you playing detective at home with the characters who are as well trying to figure out what the fuck are the Grongi about.
Yeah. But like I said, it's one of those like minor things, but I expect that to happen. I mean, it wasn't because at first when everybody was like this controversy, I was like, I wonder what's up. And then when I looked into it, I was like, oh, the translation, I get it. I mean, it ain't the end of the world, but I get it. It's just like it is what it is and stuff. But hey, look, I'm just Birdman hand rubbing, looking at Shout Factory like so. Them Kamen Rider DVDs when we getting them.
That's what I'm like, so where them Blu-rays at? As long as the Blu-rays has an option, I can turn them off.
I mean,
I'm all for it.
You got Kugo on demand. I'm like, where them DVDs at? I'll buy them. Shit, I already look.
I'm still waiting on my first Kamen Rider. Where you at?
Look, this coronavirus has put me in this thing where I actually am almost halfway there in collecting all the Sentai DVDs they put out. So I'm like, all right, come on, Shout. You see them DVD purchases? Come on, chop. Let's go. Let's go.
Come on. I have money. I'm trying to give it to you.
Just throwing money at the screen. Come on, just do it, guys. Just put it out. That can do. Did you see the show, the candy toy shoulder lines for the Super Sentai that they put out?
I have not.
Yes, they put out one for was it Mask Man? I think no, not Mask Man. Oh my God, what Sentai was it? Because it was just the blue, yellow, and red Rangers. Fuck, what season was that?
Sun Vulcan?
Yeah, Sun Vulcan. They put out a Sun Vulcan line. I think those run $100 for all three. Well, I mean, it comes in a collection. Um,
Yeah.
and they're putting out one for Go V that's about the same price. I think it's like 110 for all of them.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah, I did see that. I was like, oh, I need to give me some of that
I
shit. You see
mean,
all the accessories the motherfuckers come with?
bro, them shits. Again, I'm looking at the Lightning collection like, guys, you could be this if you wanted to. You could. You could. I'm just saying.
Well,
guys.
see, all the money has to go into those creepy heads. That's all.
Now, to Lightning, not to the Lightning collections, credit. At least they include weapons and stuff. But this is just like the fact that the Go V have the actual like all the weapons that combine to their blasters, plus the fucking lancers that they have too at the same time. I'm like, holy shit, this is great.
Plus their sidearms, plus the sword side. Like, dude.
This is crazy. Now, the downside to them is that the size of them, they're not the size of the Lightning collection. I think they're about the size of like the Star Wars figures.
Which one? Which?
Trying to remember if I had to sit there and lock down a size. The size of like. Trying to think of something that's like. I'm not gonna say it's about the size of a can of soda. It's like slightly taller than that.
Okay.
So it's small, but
so
it's not crazy
not
small.
6, but like 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5, 7-ish, possibly.
Okay.
So
Well, wait a minute. Then what are Lightning collection?
Lightning collection is like 12. Isn't like 12. I think it's like 8, something like. I don't know. I gotta look. I think it's bigger than
It can't
that
be
though.
12. G.I. Joe. They aren't doll G.I. Joe's 12, or am I just terrible on scale?
I don't know. I just know because I saw Bruno do a video on them and stuff, and he said they're not the size of the Lightning collection figures. So I think they're like half the size of Lightning collection figures, if that.
Let me hop on and see what my dude Bruno talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's they haven't like I said, at least at the time they didn't say it, but they have that, and then also the super mini play for the Go V liner, which I'm like, oh, so that's another mini play that I might want to try to check out and get, possibly. So
Possibly.
yeah. And also, if you're trying to import stuff, y'all, apparently Japan is suspending all EMS and airmail shipments.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so basically...
That makes me sad because like I had a shipment back in March that I'm still waiting on to get to me. Like, hello?
Now, if it's UPS and FedEx and stuff, you're fine. But if it's like airmail and EMS, you're kind of fucked. Which I'm like, damn. I was like, damn, that sucks, man. That sucks so bad. Oh, man.
I'm sad.
Because you know what's funny? I ordered something from Hobby Link, right? And I didn't think much of it that I was going to get it because I was like, oh, it's going to probably be delayed. Prime, I ordered that on a Sunday. I got it that Wednesday. That was quick. That was
lucky
quick.
bastard, because I ordered something from Hobby Link. I ordered some from Hobby Link back toward the end of March, and I'm still waiting.
Dude, it was just 2 Gundam markers. It was 2 Gundam markers and the Mr. Mark Setter glue that I got, and it came quick, and I was just sitting there like, what? How the fuck did it get here this quick? I wasn't expecting it. Like, okay, cool, I guess. Shit. These are rough times, man. So, yeah, if y'all trying to import stuff, good luck. Good luck is all I'm saying. Or you just hope that whoever's shipping it is shipping it through UPS or FedEx, because those other ones, it's not going to happen. So.
My chest.
Your chest, man. So, speaking of Beast Morphers and stuff, so have you been, well, I mean, they're on hiatus right now, I believe, but, have you been checking it out, or are you still kind of behind on it?
Oh, my bad, dude. I'm sitting here watching this video from Bruno. Behind on what?
Nah, but I was saying, were you behind on Beast Morphers, or are you still kind of catching up on it?
Oh, no, I'm current. I'm current.
Oh, yeah. Thoughts? You kind of liking the direction? Well, I think. Well, let me start off with this. Okay, so I'm liking it so far. I'm still kind of have question marks on Roxy and Old Boy in terms of their human counterparts and what they're going to do, because I don't want them spinning wheels.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's my issue right now. Beast Morphers, like I like what they're doing so far. But I have a lot of questions again about some of the choices that they've made, like um, having Dark Buster Beast be early, not utilizing the Beast bots that much. Um, I don't know. Like if I had to use a word, like right now, I feel like Beast Morphers is it's safe, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like a plain donut. Like it's fulfilling my need for what I want right now. Like I'm not gonna knock it because ultimately I do like it, but I wish sometimes it was a little something more.
I think they're doing a good job in terms of uh like the whole thing with Devin's dad being what's his face. I thought that was actually a good twist and stuff, and at least they have that going for them at this point. So at this stage, I'm just like, how are you guys going to land this? that's
Like I
that
said, we'll
that
see, we'll see.
that is the only thing I can factor in and stuff. But Prime is
There are
live.
interesting things, huh?
No. I was like, Prime is live watching the video. Did you see the part where he was talking about though?
Yeah, I see the scale. Like they are tiny.
Yeah, I know. I think they're like the candy size and stuff for it. That's
Yeah, that's not even the Black series. That's like the was it like the Power of the Force scale. Like goddamn,
yeah. That's why I was like $100 for the Sun Vulcan one. I was like, Jesus, like,
they are tiny. They're tiny.
so tiny. Why?
But I kind of want them.
I know. I was just sitting there like,
Cause yeah, I saw these pictures of the Sun Vulcan, and I thought, well, I promise you, I was looking on the Japanese account, and I thought somebody had customized a blue and a yellow because red came out as a fig art,
yeah.
and I went, oh, that's cool. Somebody made a custom. Like I didn't even I didn't even think or look more into that.
Oh man. So you're familiar with the Super Imaginative Coliseum series, right?
Yes.
So they're coming out with a Kamen Rider 5 of that.
Wait. So sick. We're talking about the sick, like the hyper detailed, hyper stylized versions.
Kamen Rider 5 is getting it.
Didn't they already do fives like years ago?
I don't think they did.
Huh.
I mean, they got concept art for it, and the concept art for it looks pretty dope. I
So
mean,
my question is, how far did they lean into the shark design versus how far they lean into the firefly design?
looking at the concept art and stuff, I mean, the fins on his on the top of his head look pretty sharp inclined like a shark. So it looks like the
Oh,
picture.
so they went full shark.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean, it looks pretty dope. I mean,
Yeah, let me look that shit up then.
yeah,
Look, we are live. We are professional podcasters.
yeah. And also, Premium Bandai is putting out the Zaya spec yeah, they're putting that out, and it's coming out for 19.
That's what I thought. 20.
Huh?
That's what I thought. 27 to 2007. They came out with a 2-pack with Foz and well, I think this is 2-pack. Foz and the Wolf Orphanok.
Really?
So you're saying they come out with a brand new one? Hold on. Let me see. But continue, sir. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you good. Yeah, they putting out the Zaya spec. It's going up for. Might as well go on ahead and say it's going out for 20,000 yen, so that's like $200 and stuff. So it's basically like a prop replica of what they wear in Kamen Rider 01, basically. Stuff, what they have the robots have on their ears. Yeah, so looks pretty interesting, but it has no electronics in it, so it's just a replica. There's nothing electronic in it. And I was like, what?
I mean, you could have gave me some Bluetooth headphones, Bandai.
They could have, but that would mean that they actually were a step ahead. So But meanwhile,
Okay, yeah, I see the design. Yeah, I see the design for the 2020 version. I mean, that's kind of cool.
yeah.
Does it light up? Oh,
But
we'll find out.
on the last end of this, so Kamen Rider 01 in their infinite wisdom, and this is kind of my critique of 01, even though I'm loving it, and I do agree with your assessment because it's not a hot take. It's doing a better Westworld than Westworld at this point. But
boy, is it?
I mean, you said that, I was like, that's not really a hot take. That's actually pretty legit. But if somebody if nobody knew anything about Kamen Rider, especially Kamen Rider 01, they probably wouldn't get it. But if you watch the show, it's like, damn, they actually doing a pretty good job as a better Westworld.
I mean, they're hitting the
right
same,
now,
hitting the same notes, hitting the same themes, except it's not shit.
The only critique I have for 01 is that they need to kind of retire the Evil Rider theme for like maybe, like you said, 4 years. Just go 4 years. Just don't do Evil Riders. I mean, if you want to have another second rider as the helper, cool. But no more Evil Riders, because y'all been beating that into the fucking ground.
Now, because I think I'm on episode 19. Now, before Thouser, I would have agreed with you. But if we get more characters like him, then can we have more?
It's weird because it's like, it's not even, the critique isn't really like dissing the show. It's like, it's cool, but I mean, I would like some monsters in there. That'd be nice, just get those in there in the mix. I miss monster villains. That'd be great. So, but that's just
it kind of tripped me out when I was watching it with the woman, and I was like, wait, we're not even in the 20s, and they're already reusing monster costumes. Like, what the fuck?
I know, right?
I was like, oh, okay, that's nice.
Oh man. But apparently they got a new scan for Kamen Rider Arc Zero.
Oh yeah, I saw that shit. That shit looks dope.
I mean, I was like, oh, so it's a crazy wild version of, it's like an amalgam of like Kamen Rider 01 and Kamen Rider Ramp Vulcan. Basically, that's what it looked like. But the rumor is that it's stronger than Metal Cluster Hopper and Rampage Vulcan. I'm like, okay. So, but considering that the villains from the initial before pre-Thouser are starting to, like, raise their stock up in terms of, having their own army and stuff, I'm pretty much interested in seeing how this goes. Because right now they're playing the whole enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of deal with Old Boy and Thouser beefing and shit. So we'll see how it goes. I do like the design though.
So far, pretty good show. I'm digging it. I'm fucking digging it.
Yeah. Also, anytime they have a black character in there, it's always great. Even if it's just for one episode, I'm fine with it though.
Oh, I haven't gotten there yet, so I'll have something to look forward to.
Yeah. But let's get to it, Prime. Ultra Q. So, for those that don't know, Ultra Q was pretty much, you might as well say, the testing grounds for kind of before Ultraman became a thing. In fact, didn't Ultraman pretty much get confirmed when they did Ultra Q, basically?
Okay, so it's kind of complicated. And by complicated, I mean this is a long story.
All right. We got time.
So, the former head of Toho Studios' visual effects department and the creator of Ultra Q, Eiji Subara, he wanted to instill more of a sense of wonder into people in the trilogy, kind of like how he was inspired to enter into the field by watching, I think it was King Kong? Somebody quote me on that?
It is King Kong.
Follow up on me?
King Kong.
And so, he wanted to create something that, would, create the same sense of wonder in him. And so, like, I think, Ultraman Tiga, they do this really awesome, like, meta episode where they go back to the creation of Ultraman and they get, like, direct quotes from the making of or starting Ultraman from Ultra Q. Like, if you haven't seen an episode of Ultraman Tiga, I would recommend just watching it because it's just a great celebration of the concept of Ultraman or what Ultraman has done for the medium and the fans, but I'm getting sidetracked. So he wanted to create something like that. So then they decided to, in their infinite wisdom, to go about doing this show, Ultra Q, which he viewed as like a Twilight Zone-ish anthology horror-ish series. Mm-hmm. And so it was. Then, at the time, it was made one of the most expensive shows ever produced because it's essentially like half-hour kaiju movies, which, come on, bruh.
I mean, look, you watch the show in itself. I'll say this. The show They definitely reused a lot of the costumes. In fact, the first episode of Ultra Q, they repurposed the old Godzilla costume for a new monster, which was like if you watch Godzilla films, you'll know off the rip. I was like, that's the Godzilla costume. They just repurposed
And
it.
then, yeah, they also repurposed like Rodan, I think in episode 4 or 5,
I think
4, 3 or 4, 5.
it was 4.
What? Yeah, so like the giant bird monster,
Yeah.
which that's to be expected because them suits ain't cheap, and if you use them what you got them,
Yep.
and so came up with this show, and the monsters like in Ultraman, the monsters became to star an attraction because that's what people liked at the time because Godzilla and Gamma were hot shit.
Yeah.
And so then the show started focusing less because initially when you watch the show, like it really was kind of like the Outer Limits with like an occasional giant monster that pops up here and there. Where like some of the early episodes was kind of dealing more on like the surreal and some of the like, sometimes there wasn't like it was very rare, but sometimes there wasn't a giant monster. There was just like alien creatures or just strange phenomenon.
Giant spiders. I think it was like episode 10. It was like a giant spider at one point that they're fighting. And I'm like, what?
Oh, in that house? Oh, I think it's one of my favorite episodes.
I mean, I love that episode. I was like, oh, it's a spider. And then it was one of the early episodes where they were fighting was the mammoth flower. They had to burn that flower, and I was like, man, that flower is just killing people. And then because each episode of Ultra Q, at least to me, it came off the Outer Limits and Twilight Zone fits, but like when you really look at it, it felt like very X-File-ish too at the same time.
Well, see, I've heard people describe it like that. Like a lot of people say this was X-Files before the X-Files because unlike the Twilight Zone and Outer Limits, like there is a continuing narrative, and we do follow a cast through line throughout the show, so I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
So, all right, so I'm really like this show, and I'm trying not to scare people off of it.
No. I won't scare anything off. I will say this though. The Blu-ray transfer, because again, it's in black and white. It doesn't take away from the show. Actually, you watch the show and Blu-ray, it's crisp as shit. It looks great.
I was just going to say, like, the transfers look amazing.
Like, it doesn't even look like it's in black and white, but it doesn't have that dated feel to it. It's like, all right, well, it's in black and white, but it looks really good. Like everything.
Well, I'm assuming that's because it was filmed on film, and again, it was one of the most expensive shows. I'm pretty sure they were making sure like they had the good cameras and shit.
Yeah, but like you said, it's like it started off very kind of Monster of the Week, and then it kind of turned into Outer Limits, where it had these stories. Like at one point, there was a story where population control. That's been a huge deal for us in society for years, right?
Oh my gosh! I just want to say, the show tackled a whole lot of different concepts like population control, immigration, genocide, environmental issues. But it does a really great thing where it has because I've seen it in so long. Like I'm like, wait a minute, is this a metaphor? I almost forgot what these look like.
Well, yeah, but that was what was wilding me out about the population control because we had that Matt Damon movie that came out a couple of years ago, right? So when I'm watching the episode in Ultra Q, and I was like, is that what they got inspired from? This, like, wow.
I was like, look,
wow.
If I was Sabar, I'd be like, pay me my fucking money because you clearly ripped us off.
It's like. But what I like about Ultra Q, though, is they present it from very much like, they kind of go very horror-esque with it and stuff because one of the journalists, she gets caught up during this whole thing with these group of people that get shrunk down into this little miniature city. And they're trying to, and the people that we're looking for, they're trying to find her. So to the small people, they look like giants, like giant monsters coming into their city and stuff, and they're looking for this one chick. And I thought the visual imagery of it was pretty hilarious to me. But I liked it because it was tension.
Like, oh my gosh, like they flipped the script because up until that point it was always giant monsters, but then like now they're humans. The giant monster. Like it's like little shit like that.
Even a giant human guy that was stuck on an island with his wife and drank the water, and all of a sudden he's a giant dude now. He lost his mind.
dude. And then like this episode, this whole show has nothing but like imagination, heart, and charm. Like I know I say this now because most people are gonna be like they're not gonna want to watch it because it's old and it's in black and white, and to them I say you suck, you're lame. Sack up and get through it. Like you won't be disappointed. Like it's it has it has so many ideas. I think one of if I had to say like a flaw of the show, I think it would be that it has too big ideas and not enough space to let them grow. Because like we said, it's essentially like a half-hour kaiju movie, like each episode.
Hmm.
So that means like a lot of the things don't get a lot of explanation or an exposition, and a lot of things aren't expounded on or allow room to breathe and to grow. Because look, we got 30 minutes to wrap this shit up, and they do wrap that shit up in 30 minutes. Come hell or high water, there
I
are
mean,
no two-parters.
I mean, if you, I mean, one of the monsters, like the Garamadus, pops up like 2 episodes, and it kind of is a sort of continuation a little bit until they quote unquote put it down. What was it? I think it was 16 or 17. They put it down, and I was like, so is it dead or is it just in hibernation? I'm assuming it's in hibernation. I'm assuming.
Yeah, because they had the electronic brain that can reactivate them,
Yeah.
and then fun fact, the alien that reactivated them, I think. Not was it him or was it the one with the glowing eyes? Like they took that costume and they repurposed it for the Baltan.
Yeah, I think it was the guy with the glowing eyes.
Yeah, because that's right. Because then he had the same fuck. No, was it him? Because it was that they had like the same ship and he got shot.
Trying to remember. Yeah, you're right. You were right on that. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
oh man, and then the one that kind of that threw me, like I was just like I literally had the Weebay moment of like, oh my god, the Keemer. And I sat there and I was like, son of a bitch, he was an Ultraman. And I was like, that's where they got the idea from. I'm like, god damn it, I did not know that that's where this originated from. Was from this show. No idea.
Yeah, like it took me a minute because like when I first watched, when you watch Ultraman, you notice that the Ultra Q logo it turns into the Ultraman logo.
Mm-hmm. Which I mean,
because like when I watched
oh, go ahead.
Like when I watched Ultraman back when I was a kid in syndication, like I was like, what the fuck is an Ultra Q?
Well, that was funny because the origins of that was it was initially supposed to be Q, and then when they brought it to America, they wanted to throw Ultra in it and stuff, and they went along. I think it was in TBS. TBS is the one that wanted them to throw Ultra into it and stuff, and it was
because initially he wanted the show to be called unbalanced. He wanted the show to be called Unbalanced.
Yep.
And at the time, there was another show that was popular that was in a time frame called something Q. Like was it like a ghost story or some shit? I don't remember the name of the show. And there was a fucking the word Ultra had become popular. I think because it was a gymnast or a swimmer.
I think it was Ultra C. That's what it was. Ultra C.
Yeah, that was they would yell before they do their maneuver. I'm trying to remember. Was it a swimmer or a gymnast? I can't remember which.
It might have been a gymnast. It probably was a gymnast to be honest and stuff. Because I remember seeing that and it was like, oh, it was based off of I think it was like a Japanese team. It might have been a gymnast team and they called themselves Ultra C.
Yeah, and I like how Subaru tried to like save face on that shit. Like, oh no, it means the ultra question, the ultimate quest. Yeah.
Yeah, cool quest. It's like okay, we'll take it. And
I totally wasn't forced to rename my show. I totally wasn't. Shut up.
Oh my god, you know what? It's amazing how much they were able to get away in this series and stuff. Like them using.
I had to catch myself. Several times. Like. This is a show for children. I'm like, holy shit!
But bro, they reused the King Kong costume. I was like, that's King Kong from King Kong versus Godzilla. Like that.
No, it's not. It's Gomorrah. It's Goro. Shut up.
Like, no, it's not. What are you talking about? Oh, one of the monsters has the Godzilla roar. But where's Godzilla at? What's going on here? That's not Godzilla. What's happening? Oh man, but you know what?
I mean, dude, oh my god, like the episode where the kid got turned into the clam purse monster with the big ass head because he was fucking greedy as shit and wanted nothing but money,
bruh, like that or the turtle shit.
Oh my dude, or the episode with the fucking train.
What was
with
it?
The monsters like
going to the west or something like that.
Yeah, like the monster was like. The runaway train, but there was an alien on the train. Like the alien had no reason to be there. Like, why are you like? Because it's just a runaway.
Just chilling there. I'm just here.
Just right. And then at the end, like the train goes into space and the kid is riding. I'm like, wait, that can't be what's happening for real. That can't be what's. Wait, what?
I'm sorry. The kid in the turtle one had me dying because of just how it's like the show is for kids. But for some reason, it has all these wacky moments, and you can't help but just love because if you're into the look, if you love Power and Super Sentai, you'll like Ultra Q. You'll like it. It might not have action on the level of Ultraman and stuff, but you'll like it just because it hits those cheesy moments and they play it up in such a very good way. Like, it's just shit happens and there's no Ultraman to save them. It's just people's ingenuity and everything. Like, oh, giant monsters attacking. All right, well, we'll use our technology to put it down. They don't need some giant alien to come in and help them.
Or in some instances, we'll use spears and flamethrowers. What's up?
Yeah, like I said, giant plant monster. Well, how do we do it? Burn it. And we'll also throw some chemicals on it and it'll kill it. Okay, cool. That works. That works all the same. The Keemer. They shot it with guns and it worked, and it's like, well, that makes sense because why not try it? Cool. You know?
Or the episode with the sea monster. What's it? The Ragmon? The Ragman?
Ragon.
Ragon. Thank you. Ragon. Who pops up? They're just coming to land like, yo, y'all took our fucking kid. Like, what the fuck?
It's like, that's why we're here. Actually, it was the other one with the it wasn't the spider, but it was another one with the alien creature with the bugly eyes and stuff. It was like going on to land.
Which one?
Like,
wait a minute, which one?
My bad, man. That was so broad as hell. I think it was in See, I say that and it's like, damn, that is very broad as shit. That's the equivalent of like, yeah, he was black. Guy, you're gonna have to give me more.
He was tall and black.
Give me more info.
Okay.
It was in the Gift from Space. The fucking scientist grabbed the item from the fucking lab and just slapped the chain on it and gave it to his girl like, hey, here's a gift. It's a necklace. And it turns out it's an egg that when it gets heated, it expands out and stuff. And he's like, I just threw a chain on it. I thought it was just a jewel. But you got it from a lab. Because she's wearing it. No
testing, cheap bastard.
Bro, she was wearing it, and then all of a sudden you see the shit expand, and she's like, what the fuck? And she just takes it off, get it off me! And it just expands, and then the alien creature's outside, and I'm like, oh, you took her egg. That's why she came after you guys.
Like, dude. I'm so enamored with this show, just like on the technical aspect, because I'm watching this in 2020 going like, look what they're able to accomplish with the money they had in the time restraint that they had.
I see why it was expensive. I 100% see why it was expensive.
Dude, and then some of the cinematography, like even for like it's some pretty small, like some good compositions, man. Like it's.
I mean, like I said, it's a model for where, like I said, the way that they show, like I said, with the guy that transformed into a giant human and stuff. Again, we know it's models that he's walking around, but they do it in such a way, like you said, with the camera work and the cinematography, you're like, oh, this looks like legit. Like, and again, it looked like it was the basis of what we saw with Ultraman and how they filmed that show. It just works, But
like this is the springboard. Like a lot of techniques, I think, that are now like commonplace in these shows. They started here because they had to fucking invent them.
Yeah, I mean, and just the fact that every episode has a thorough line of following these, like, because every episode you following these group of scientists and news folks that are investigating these phenomenons and stuff. And I actually like the aspect that you're using these characters in different situations to investigate these things. It's not just, oh, it's random. It's like, no, they got a call about something and then boom, they'll show up and stuff and do an investigation behind it and stuff. And you'll follow the people that found it and things just happen. It's like, oh, this is actually pretty good. It's engaging. And like you said, it's just, you get so wrapped into it. It's like, oh man, I wish it wasn't 30 minutes. Can we at least have an hour of this? Do like do a Law and Order, kind of thing. Like I want, you could do an hour of each episode and you'll actually get like a full blown, like, oh, this is like a beginning, middle, and end arc. This is actually pretty nice.
Yeah, that's like the only negative I would say. Like sometimes the episodes just stop and I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, because if you're expecting kind of like how traditional TV shows now where things kind of clean up and end, it's like, no, because at one point, I think one episode, even the early episodes, it's like, so did the alien die? Did that Godzilla monster, is it still alive? No, it's still alive. It's still there. Okay. It exists.
Or like the one was like, and he'll come back one day. Wait, what? He just left?
I mean, technically, they do come back because, again, some of the monsters pop up in Ultraman.
Yes, they do. They do. And even though Ultraman is the follow-up, it's not a direct like spin-off or a sequel. Because I think they're only like I say, there are a couple of monsters
Like
who
two
come up
monsters
again.
total, and that's not even counting Keemer, who is like in a different character altogether and stuff. So it's like 3 total.
It's like there are a couple of like Easter eggs and references here and there. Like, as a matter of fact, Ultraman's actor, he pops up in episode 16, 17 as a different character.
Yeah.
And my dude, this should trip me out when I watched it. When homeboy who plays Tachibana and the captain from Ultraman popped up, I was like, oh shit, I recognize that old Japanese man.
Hey, if they wanted to, they probably could have tied it in, but I guess at the time there wasn't really much forward thinking that this would turn into Ultraman at some point, you know.
Yeah, they weren't thinking about. They probably weren't thinking about franchise building at that point. They were just doing, hey, this is a project I'm working on now. It's a one and done.
I tell you what though, let me ask you this. Do you think they could do an updated Ultra Q now?
They did. What's it called? Ultra Q Dark Fantasy or something?
Really? They did.
Yeah, they did like a modern niche one. I forget what it's called. Is it Ultra Q Dark Fantasy or is it Ultra 7 Dark Fantasy? Hold on.
Yeah, look that up because I was like, they did another Ultra Q follow up. Wow, didn't know that. I might have to check that out now.
Yes, it did. Ultra Q Dark Fantasy came out in 2004.
Wow.
Let's see. It is a remake of Ultra Q.
And I'm looking at the images and wow. Huh. That is interesting. Interesting.
Now, I would not be opposed to a brand new if they do like a fucking anthology movie or some shit.
I mean, I'm waiting for them to release Ultra Q Fantasy on Blu-ray now at this stage. Jeez.
I mean, Papa Bless, Mill Creek, they'll do it.
Yeah. Remake, 17th installment of the Ultra series, remake of Ultra Q. Huh, interesting. And it's kept it in black and white. That is not that. Wow. Huh. That's actually pretty interesting. They kept the aesthetic. Like, no, we're just gonna keep it in black and white.
I mean, that's just, again what we talked about. That's an artistic choice. This is what they chose to do.
Even in 2004, they were like, nah, we'll keep it in black and white. We're not even gonna.
Now I do know there's a colorized version of Ultra Q that came out a while ago. I don't know if I'd be down for watching that though. Like maybe it was like a novelty.
It'd be like the equivalent of watching Gone with the Wind in color. Would it be nice to see? Sure, but
oh yeah, you remember that shit? Oh, I was like, that's nice, but I'd rather not.
Feels very stylized. See, we sound like fucking film stars right now. Like, why color? Ugh.
But like it's again, like that's how it's intended to be viewed. Like it would be like trying to watch the Addams Family now in color when you know the house is fucking pink. Like, why would you? Why?
True. I mean, you know, so it is one of those things. Stuff like it's like on paper. Like if you told me right now, well, we're gonna put the Andy Griffith Show in color. I'm good.
Like,
I'm good.
I'm like, nah, I'm good on that.
or Lassie in color, and I'm like, I'm good. I don't really need it.
Doesn't need that. Oh no, I mean, I can watch things as they're supposed to be watched. That's fine with me. Like I watch subtitles. It's okay.
I mean, it's kind of how jarring it was when you saw like I Love Lucy in color during the latter parts of it. It's like, I mean, it's cool.
Dude, that should fuck with my brain.
I mean, because your brain is so used to black and white. And then it's just like when you see the color, it's like, I gotta get used to this because it looks like it could be fake kind of thing.
It's just like when I see people who do like colorized versions of like stories from the first and second Doctor, I'm like, could you not?
Well,
could you not?
I'll take it a step further. You remember OG Gigantor?
Oh, dude. Did you see some of them fucking frames? Like, it does, yeah, when they called it, yeah, Tetsugen 28. Like, yeah, that shit looks so fucking strange. Like, have you seen some of the fucking frames?
Yep. I mean, because like I said, you see it in black and white, and then when they did the colorized version of it, I was like, this kind of looks off a little bit, you know. And I think that's what works for Ultra Q. It's like it being put on film and then they put it on Blu-ray and the transfer and stuff. It's just like, I really don't want to see this in color. Like, it looks great as is.
Chris.
Like
it looks so good.
I mean, and like I said, because you get to a point to it. Because at first, like before I even bought the Blu-ray, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like Ultra Q, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll take a gamble on it. And then I'm watching, I'm like, this is actually really good because those 28 episodes go like that.
Dude, it's like it was over in the flash. I'm like, holy shit, that's it? That's all? No more?
It's like no more? No, I need more.
It did make me so mad. It made me so mad. Like the last episode. It didn't even feel like a last episode. It just felt like another random ass adventure.
Bruh, that's what, dude. It felt like how Zeo ended. It's like, oh, so we just ended on a regular ass episode.
Very last episode.
No finale, no coming back to that. Just that's it. And you just sitting there stuck like,
no,
I want more.
no and then I was upset that my boy Ipe, he wasn't even in the episode that much. I was like, for real?
That's how we gonna end this?
For real?
Can't end them off on a high note? Can't do that?
They can't, like, no dema, no resolution, just bye niggas, get out. Okay.
Hey, real talk though, my fave monster design was the Seal character in the second to last episode. That shit was ridiculous.
The fuck is that? Like, hold on, first of all, the whole episode, we cracked jokes about Carter Grayson being Captain America.
Yeah.
But fucking June, that motherfucker right there. You talking about the motherfucker that's gun ho and shit.
He would shoot some shit if he could. Like, no, give me a gun.
He didn't give a fuck. He did not give an iota of a fuck. He's like, but June, that's a giant monster. Fuck if he gonna have to get these hands. Like, for real, June? Just gonna jump in that shit like that?
Look, if he could, he
okay.
Would, look. This is why I'm sitting back. Like, why couldn't you throw him in the Ultraman show? Like, he'd been nice.
I know, just one cameo. Just one. It probably he had to be. He had to have a cameo somewhere.
Yeah. Now here's my thing. If we're gonna take it a step further, could they do an American version of this? I know we got Twilight Zone and X, those shows already, but like just to do a monster 28 episodes and that's it of Ultra Q in
like
America.
This in America.
With the way we have technology and stuff.
Right now?
Yeah.
You mean like right now?
Right now.
Like if I went to Netflix, I'm like, hey, let me do Ultra Q.
2 seasons.
45 minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes. We gotta go Law and Order with this shit.
Shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. It could, like, I can't say the taste of people. As long, because if they do it, they're not gonna try it in the Ultraman or try it in any toku shit. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, this is an original thing. It's a science fiction horror show. Pay no attention to the man in the red suit over there.
Yeah, because I think that's my only worry is that when we do when like a lot of people do shows, it's a very, and it's nothing wrong with it. It's very forward thinking, in the sense of, all right, what's your Bible outline for Ultra Q? Is it going to be like, okay, how many seasons? What's going to be the spinoffs if we do spinoffs? Everybody's thinking about those instead of just like, well, let's just do the show and then see what happens.
You know what blows my mind, dude? And I kind of go along with what you're saying. Like, I just recently found out that homeboys who did Game of Thrones, the first thing that they did when they got the green light to go ahead was to strip away as many of the fantasy and high concept elements from the story as possible to make it as palpable or as to make it as palpable and as watered down for a wider audience as possible.
Why?
So when I heard that shit, now let me get on the front street. So, I liked Game of Thrones. I haven't read the books yet because I'm waiting on Martin to finish because I don't want to start some shit that's not gonna have a fucking conclusion. Though that said, I kind of wish that it didn't happen. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's a whole other can of worms I'm not gonna open up. But you mean to tell me you take this high concept fucking fantasy setting, fantasy world, and you take out you want to make a fantasy show without the fantasy element? That shit doesn't make sense to me.
It's like making a Power Rangers show without the Power Rangers. Why would you do that?
Like, what the fuck? That don't track as the kids in the street don't say. That don't feel right to me.
Funny? It to me, it's kind of like how we talked about this with Power Rangers. If we're gonna kind of, on the topic and stuff, it's very relevant. It's kind of like how, like when we got, again, beating the horse dead on it, but when old boy did the Dark Power Rangers and stuff, you stripped away everything that made Power Rangers good the way it is.
That's what I'm saying. Or like the home dude who did Dredd. By the way, I love Dredd. Dredd is a great movie. I love it to fucking death, but it's missing one key element, and it's that, hey, Judge Dredd is a satire.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, I mean, because I think the Sylvester Stallone, you get what they were doing in that movie, but even that movie was like, it was silly, but it was serious.
It tried. It wasn't fucking dour as fuck. Like, Judge Dredd himself as a character, he is dour, but he is placed in the situations that are, again, satirical. They're supposed to be like fucking ironic. You're supposed to go, that's funny as shit. Like, so supposed to be it's supposed to have comedic elements. It's supposed to have dramatic irony.
I mean,
Like,
to the movie's credit though, it was like dry humor moments that I laughed. I was like, all right, that's funny. But I see your point because it is like when you read it in the comic, you're kind of sitting there like, okay, this is cool. This could work and stuff, because yeah, it's dread, it's satire. But I think when they did the movie, I think they had
like,
their
oh
heart,
man, it's like,
they had their
he's
heart in
so
the right
badass,
place.
man.
They had their heart in the
He's so
right
fucking
place,
badass.
but they like, hey guys, it's satire, so you can. It's kind of like, you know what it is. RoboCop 1 is what the Dread movie could have been.
That's the tone. That is the yes. That is thank you.
Because
You
RoboCop
put it into words.
Because RoboCop
You
as a
put it into
character
perfect fucking words.
is serious as hell, but the outside world outside of RoboCop is satire as fuck, from the news reporters to some of the corporate entities. Perfect. So yeah.
Oh, I'm feeling that shit like a Judge Dredd movie should have the same tone as fucking RoboCop. That is fucking right.
It got the tone of it in terms of the main character doing his job, right? So I'll give Dredd credit on that. But if they wanted to really get the satire of the outside world, they could have really
upped like
it
comic.
on that. Yeah.
Wanted to feel like a comedy. You should have just approached that shit. Oh, that's perfect, dude. Thank you. Approach that shit just like the first RoboCop movie.
Yeah. But hey, as long as look.
But that's it. Trying to stir us back on topic. That's it. Like, I feel like people are not gonna want to like. I don't know if it'll work or not because, again, it carries that fucking stigma that all rubber costumes, that's kiddie shit. Now let me go watch my Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
That's bruh. If Disney was serious, I could see a Disney Ultra Q and it could work.
I would rather not.
I know. That's me optimistically thinking that it could do that. That's just in my head. But like, I'm sitting there like,
no.
It has to be dependent on who is actually doing it too. So that's the other aspect of it as well. But yeah, I think because of how we structure stuff, unless it was one and done, I don't know if anybody would be down for like a giant kaiju type show and stuff unless there's some sort of action every episode. Because like I said, every episode in the show doesn't have action. It's just more of the intrigue and investigation aspect.
Yeah, a lot of it's like cerebral, like.
And they do have it's put this way, I don't scare easily or anything like that, so it didn't scare me. But I think there were some moments where it's like I can see how that might be a little tense moment and stuff. You have an alien creature, you have a giant spider fucking hunting people down in one episode, and I can see how that works. Again, using your imagination and stuff, you can see it and stuff. Now, obviously, they're dealing with what they're dealing with to make the creatures come out the way they do, but it works for that time,
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if they did it now, they would have to it would be a lot of special effects, but to me, it's like, if you can do special effects, them shits better be good. Like,
gotta see, like I always say, gotta see the money. I gotta see the money on screen.
Yeah, that's the only way that's gonna work. But like I said, I liked everything about Ultra Q straight up and stuff. Personally, to me, I think it's worth it. But like I said, I don't know people's sensibilities on it.
Yeah, like I think Den of Geek, they wrote an article where they talked about some of the history of Ultraman, and in that article, I haven't read all of it, but they suggested, like, yeah, you can skip Ultra Q, and I went, you know what? I would say no.
I mean, I would say no. I wouldn't say skip it, but it's like, hey, look, if you're intrigued, I would definitely at least check out a couple episodes and see how you feel, and go from there.
Yeah, I would say definitely check it out because I think it's a really solid show. It's worth your time investment. Just from the technical standpoint of how they were able to pull off some of the shit they did in the show, as well as like some of the high concept and imagination that's in the show, and like a lot of the pioneering techniques, like a lot of the shit that you see now in like Kamen Rider or Ultraman, Super Sentai, like this is where a lot of that shit came from. So I think just on those aspects alone, the show is worth watching. Never mind the fact that you get like I said, we follow the concept. We follow June, Ippei, and Yuriko, and like their banter, and I actually think they're really interesting characters. Like they have a good dynamic. They're funny. Again, my man June is fucking Captain Japan. He's just gun-ho as a motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean all the characters, and that's the thing too. All the characters are actually, you're invested in them despite what little you know about them, which I think is great. Like you just go based off. You just go based off of what is being presented to you in those episodes, and you get an idea of who they are. Like, you don't even need like a full episode about them. It's like they jump you in, they give you those characters, and you just figure out who they are based on their actions in those episodes.
Yeah, my man, Dr. KFC Sanders.
Man, you said Dr. KFC Sanders. I mean, he does look like Colonel Sanders. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, dude.
The mustache and glasses.
The white coat, the fucking tell me that's Colonel Sanders, though. I know Colonel Sanders when I see him.
I mean, look, the only thing I was missing was the KFC sponsored episode. That's the only thing missing.
I mean, they fought the giant bird monster. I mean, it was right there. It was on the table.
Yeah,
right
there. Yeah. But yeah, he's definitely the super smart guy that is trying to figure out certain things about the monsters in certain episodes. Like, hey, Professor, what do you think about how we're supposed to handle this monster? Okay, I know what I got to do, and then da-da-da-da. And it's like, all right, he does his job.
Like the one thing that did bother me a little bit about his character is like, you're doing some really spectacular guesswork there, Doc.
Isn't that how it always works?
I mean, you exactly knew everything just out the top of your head, motherfucker. I believe you the mastermind of this shit.
I mean, at this point, I think it was, which episode was it? Was it the one with the smaller people? I think he had a hand in how those people got shrunk, and I was like, so you just had some shrinking technology, and you didn't
just ready
shit?
Available. Just chilling with it. Hold on. What the fucking episode where it was like, oh yeah, I found these people they were ranting about a train. I'm like, Doc, why the fuck are you kidnapping people off the street? Doc, what the fuck are you doing?
My man developed the fucking sun satellite, artificial sun satellite, and I'm like, so you just let me break down the stuff that he made. Artificial sun satellite, the human miniature machine, neon neutron missiles. I'm just saying, like, he made these weapons, and I'm like, so how is he not part of the people that fight the kaiju in Ultraman again? Like, that would have been nice to have that. But like I said, again, they weren't thinking at the time, but it would have been nice to get that.
He's a fucking villain. What are you talking about? He's a mad scientist.
I mean, I don't know if old boy is still alive today. I mean, he probably isn't alive, but like, that would have been nice to have that wink and a nod, like he's a villain in the Ultraman show. Because I mean,
Wouldn't
come on, all the weapons, and you ain't a villain yet. You ain't Lex Luthor, and you ain't ruling the world. Like, come on, like, how does that not happen? Oh man, I love it, man. Sometimes you just appreciate shows that do this.
It's a good fucking show. It's a good show. It's good.
Top 3 episodes to finish this out. What's your top 3 episodes for you?
Okay, most definitely the spiders in the house.
Okay.
You put me on the spot. You put me on the fucking spot. I want to say the fucking bullet train episode.
Okay.
And I'm kind of partial to it's either a toss up between the episode with the goo that made people turn, it was kidnapping people from the aliens from the future who wanted to harvest organs?
Yeah. I think it might have been harvest organs.
Or the episode with the homeboy trying to revolve the Doraemon.
Okay. So I had top ones. I would say the Keemer episode I actually did like, just because from the aspect of like, oh my god, I didn't know they originated here. I want to say Tokyo Ice Age, just because the monster design was just like, yo, that's like blatantly Godzilla. Like, what are we doing here, guys? Spider episode. That definitely, I really did like that. So yeah, that's my top.
And if I did have a fourth bench, like I really like the episode with the plane that disappears into the fucking clouds, with the sea lion monster who didn't have to be in the episode like at all.
It's just like, that's why I like the monster design. I was like, oh, he's sea lion. All right, cool. Bet.
He just pops up out of nowhere. Like, why are you even here? Like, why is there a sea monster in a cloud city? You know what? Fuck it. Let it go.
Dude. I'm telling you right now, Suwabara is looking at you like, shut up and take this monster, sir. Why are you complaining?
I'm like, you right, Angie. You right. My bad.
Oh man, Devil Child is probably my if I had a fourth bench one, that would be mine too. So
Oh, dude. So we're not just gonna talk about this kid developing multiple personalities and killing folk for their bling. We're not gonna talk about that.
what,
We're
Typhoid
not, just,
Mary? That's
not
basically what
gonna,
it did.
we're not gonna talk about this shit with the fucking psychic soul self.
And again,
We're not gonna talk about that.
in a series that literally ends episodes just like
It just
that.
stop.
It's just like,
It's just stop.
can we get more? No part two?
Like,
No, no.
that's it. It's like, and see, she's normal. I'm like, no, she's not.
Like, come on now. You saw if this was in color, she'll have evil red eyes. No, this is not over.
Bruh. Or the fucking okay. Then I got another one. I got another episode. The episode with fucking Joe the boxer who fucking like who quits boxing because his pet that he found that could grow to gigantic size because this is an ultra show. He can commune with it and it can predict the future. So he can predict how many fights he would win. But when the lizard predicted he would lose a fight, he lost all hope and became a fucking clown.
I mean, you know what, folks? I think me and Prime are very much selling you on going out and buying this DVD of this show. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I would definitely recommend one. This show is, man, it has a whole lot of what the fuck.
I'm sure. You know what? If you're high, I think you'll probably enjoy the show even more. You just be tripped out at everything in the show.
Nah, bro. I think watch this shit sober is the only way to go because it's they did enough drugs for you when making it, so you're okay. You get that contact high.
Oh man, you know what? I think we've done a good job of selling people on Ultra Q. You know what? Like I said again, I was quite shocked how much I enjoyed the show. Like this was worth the purchase. I got it on Blu-ray. This was worth the purchase, definitely.
It's a good fucking show.
I mean, it's
a lot of fun. It's a lot of fucking fun.
Oh yeah. It's just like I said, full fleshed out characters that they don't tell you up front who they are. It's just like, no, they're in the episode. You know what they're about, and you get monster designs, and you get all these mysteries and stuff. And like I said, the only critique is really like, yo, can we just make the episodes 45 minutes? You know,
just a little longer. Like, can I get just like a little bit of a conclusion?
I mean, and also that opening.
And like, you know what?
Dope too.
Yeah, that shit, dude. That shit banging. That shit popping.
Oh man. But I mean, any closing thoughts on the show?
Other than like, again, if watching something old or something in black and white is going to be a barrier of entry to you, I would again just say sack up, grow up, just watch it because like it. And watch it with an open mind because, again, people be like, I can see the string. Well, no shit, Sherlock. It's a fucking children's show from the 60s. What the fuck do you expect?
I didn't even come at this from a children's show because, like I said, other than a couple of episodes, it never came off to me like a children's show. That's the wild part. It just came on me as just a regular show and stuff. That's the crazy part about it.
Because it treats its audience with fucking respect. I know, it's so foreign now.
High concept.
I know, right? It's big brain galaxy shit right there. Like, treat your audience with respect. Gasp and shock. Don't treat people like they're fucking morons. Oh my gosh. The wowzers.
Oh man. But yeah, it's worth the Blu-ray purchase. Definitely just get out there and buy these while the prices are good as it is and stuff. So yeah, definitely that in mind. The 50th episode is definitely going to be the 100 Sentai.
The 199 hero?
Yeah, 199 hero.
So are we going to do an audio commentary or are we going to do a riff rap? Like, how are we doing this? Are we going to do a live stream of it? Like, what are the
I don't even know where you can actually find this at, though. That's the crazy part.
I mean, it's got to be somewhere, right?
Because even trying to do it live, it'll be kind of like, all right, if we did do it live. Hold on, because
I feel like Toei.
Nigga, somebody uploaded this shit on fucking Facebook. Wow, it is still here. God damn.
Oh, well then.
Hold up, is it subtitled? Is it subtitled? Subtitled? Doesn't look subtitled. Nah, not subtitled. No, it is subtitled. Alright, so it is subtitled. It's on Facebook. Wow. Shocking. I am shocked nobody sat there and did that. So, yeah, I haven't seen the 199 Great Hero Battle since it dropped and stuff.
Since it came out. Shit.
And other than, wow. About to fuck up the damn name. Megaforce used the clip and stuff and got everybody hyped and stuff. I was just like, all right, cool, and whatever and stuff. So yeah. So 199 Great Hero Battle. That is going to be our 50th episode. If we do live commentary, I think we could probably do live commentary. Just got to make sure everybody's in sync and stuff. Tell them where to find it. Give them a link to it. Hopefully by the time we do it, the link for this isn't done, or else I'll find a second one just in case, because I want to really rest on my laurels on this one completely. So, but that in mind, we will catch you guys later. Peace.
Wiedersehen, dudes.